Welcome to the Crafting Ant. Let's take a look at our Carebara Diversa. It's been a while. First, a little recap. We got our colony from Stein and Hendrik, also known as the Ant Merchant. A 2-queen colony with 500 workers. We gave them a small Wakushi Gen 4 gypsum nest with a The Crafting Ant DIY outbuild set, better known as the cheese box. And they rule it fully. Barriers were tested and prey was taken down. Right away they started making a small brood pile. There was a lot of debate about the sand in the outworld. Well, this is a thing. I placed a liquid feeder in the outworld, and the ants started dragging the sand to the feeder, making mud and starting to build castles at the entrance and around big pieces of protein, but also using it to weigh down bigger prey. I really liked watching them do their thing, but there's also a downside. They took the dirt into the nest and obstructed parts of the glass, so the view of the actual nest is now a bit obstructed. Now it's time for the sad part. We had a really big die-off. And then the doubting started. What am I doing wrong? So I made a list. Food, humidity, temperature, light, and setup. For food, I was feeding them every day, worms and red runners, and sometimes a bit of sugar. For humidity, in the Gen 4 it's really easy to keep the humidity high, and they also have a liquid feeder in the outworld. The temperature of the nest I tried to keep around 26 degrees, but it's hard in my ant room. The room is air conditioned, but the 3D printer was also running there. Light, the always questionable. I have a red lid on it always, and I just take it off to check up. Setup. Everything was cleaned before use, and the sand was boiled. But there is another factor. Lifespan. Especially of the small workers that take care of most of the colony. Majors are the guards, and they cut up the prey. Queens lay the eggs. But the workers do the rest. Take care of the brood, distribute the food, clean the nest, take care of the queen, but they also only have a lifespan of about 4 weeks. This means if you have a big colony, you need a lot of brood to replenish the fallen. This was not the case for my colony. The colony came with brood, but probably not enough to replenish the big colony. And after they started building back up the brood pile, the colony was already in a decline, which can be normal for a big colony. So probably the reasons for the big die-off are not enough brood, and the temperature swings in my room didn't help. I ended up moving out my 3D printer. This helps with the temperature swings. And I gave them a better spot in my ant room, less drag from the air conditioning unit. And now the colony is stable. At the moment we have 2 queens, around 10 majors and 125 workers. But it all seems to be rising again. For the future, I think it would help if I have a temperature regulated cabinet. And more colonies will benefit from this. For instance, these 2 Camponotuses that I got in the same package as the Diversa. In the green tube room, the golden Parias. And in the orange, the beautiful Irritants. Both with workers and brood. If you also want to help our channel, join our Discord. We have an idea section in the server, and if you have an idea and it's good enough that I make it, you get a copy for free. And of course, like, subscribe and hit the bell icon. Thank you for watching, and see you next week at the Crafting Ant.